In a rare admission, Hezbollah's Deputy Secretary General Naim Qassem has acknowledged the loss of a critical military supply route through Syria, a development that underscores the shifting dynamics in the region. Speaking to a gathering of party officials and supporters, Qassem downplayed the strategic setback as a minor detail, expressing confidence in the group's ability to adapt to the evolving situation. However, his remarks hint at the growing challenges Hezbollah faces amid ongoing regional instability and increased international scrutiny. The lost supply route, long considered vital for Hezbollah's logistics and military operations, connected the group's strongholds in Lebanon to key areas within Syria. This corridor has been crucial for transporting advanced weaponry, personnel, and resources, often facilitated by the Syrian government under the leadership of Bashar al-Assad. For years, the route functioned as a lifeline, enabling Hezbollah to bolster its military capabilities and sustain its operations both within Lebanon and in its support of Assad's forces during Syria's protracted civil war. While Qassem sought to project an air of resilience, the implications of this disruption are significant. Analysts believe the closure of this route stems from a combination of factors, including heightened Israeli airstrikes targeting Hezbollah's supply chains, increased Russian influence over Syrian airspace, and growing internal pressure on Syria's transitional government to distance itself from regional conflicts. These developments have left Hezbollah grappling with logistical hurdles as it seeks alternative ways to maintain its operational strength. Qassem's speech also touched on broader geopolitical issues, with the Hezbollah leader urging Syria's transitional government to maintain a hostile stance toward Israel. In a direct appeal, he called on Syrian leaders to resist international pressure for normalization with Israel, warning that such moves would undermine the resistance axis, a coalition of Iran, Syria, Hezbollah, and other allied groups committed to opposing Israeli and Western influence in the region. The fight against Israel must remain a central priority, Qassem declared, framing his message as both a strategic imperative and a moral duty. His remarks come at a pivotal moment for Syria, where efforts to stabilize the country following over a decade of civil war are gaining traction. The transitional government, formed as part of international mediation efforts, faces immense challenges in balancing domestic reconstruction needs with external diplomatic pressures. Several Arab states, once staunchly opposed to Assad's regime, have begun to explore pathways for re-engagement, prompting speculation about a potential shift in Syria's foreign policy stance. This evolving landscape has profound implications for Hezbollah, which has relied heavily on Syrian support to sustain its role as a regional power player. The group's close ties to Damascus have been a cornerstone of its strategy, enabling it to coordinate with Iran and other allies in its ongoing confrontation with Israel. Any move by Syria to moderate its position or pursue normalization with Israel would represent a serious blow to Hezbollah's regional ambitions, forcing the group to recalibrate its approach. For Israel, the closure of Hezbollah's supply route marks a notable achievement in its broader campaign to curb the group's military capabilities. Israeli officials have long viewed Hezbollah's presence in Syria as a strategic threat, citing the group's access to advanced weaponry and its potential to open a second front in any future conflict. Over the past decade, Israel has conducted hundreds of airstrikes in Syria, targeting Hezbollah convoys, weapons depots, and infrastructure. While rarely acknowledged by Israeli authorities, these operations have been widely seen as part of a deliberate strategy to degrade Hezbollah's operational capacity. The loss of the supply route is also likely to impact Iran, Hezbollah's primary patron and ally. Tehran has used its alliance with Damascus to establish a corridor of influence stretching from Iran through Iraq and Syria to Lebanon. This land bridge has been instrumental in facilitating the transfer of arms and resources to Hezbollah, bolstering the group's ability to challenge Israel and project power across the region. The disruption of this network represents a setback for Iran's broader regional strategy, complicating its efforts to consolidate its position in Syria and beyond. Despite these challenges, Hezbollah appears determined to adapt. Qassem emphasized the group's resilience, stating that efforts were already underway to identify and establish alternative routes for maintaining its supply chains. "This is not the first time we have faced obstacles," he said, "and it will not be the last. We will find solutions, as we always have." His words reflect a broader narrative of defiance that has long characterized Hezbollah's public messaging, even in the face of significant setbacks. At the same time, Qassem's admission underscores the delicate balance Hezbollah must navigate as it seeks to maintain its standing both domestically and regionally. Within Lebanon, the group faces growing criticism over its involvement in regional conflicts, particularly as the country grapples with an unprecedented economic crisis. Many Lebanese citizens blame Hezbollah's policies for exacerbating tensions with Western nations and contributing to the country's isolation. This domestic discontent poses a significant challenge for Hezbollah, which has traditionally relied on its reputation as a defender of Lebanon's sovereignty to maintain popular support. Internationally, the group remains under intense scrutiny, with the United States and several European nations designating it as a terrorist organization. Sanctions targeting Hezbollah's leadership and financial networks have further constrained its operations, limiting its ability to mobilize resources and expand its influence. The loss of its Syrian supply route adds another layer of complexity to an already challenging landscape, forcing Hezbollah to reassess its strategies and priorities. As the situation continues to evolve, the implications of Qassem's remarks will be closely watched by regional and international actors alike. For Hezbollah, the road ahead is fraught with uncertainty, as the group seeks to navigate a shifting geopolitical landscape while preserving its core objectives. For Syria, the choices made by its transitional government will shape not only its future but also the broader dynamics of the region. And for Israel, the closure of Hezbollah's supply route represents a moment of strategic opportunity, even as the broader conflict remains far from resolved. Ultimately, the events surrounding Hezbollah's disrupted supply chain highlight the interconnected nature of the Middle East's challenges, where local conflicts and regional rivalries intersect in ways that defy simple solutions. As each actor pursues its interests, the stakes remain high, with the potential for both escalation and transformation in the years to come. For now, the loss of a single route serves as a potent reminder of the complexities and contradictions that define this enduring conflict.